Our guest today on Invest Africa is Osman Badat, a chartered accountant from Millan. Osman, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Osman, we've seen a lot of investment from Mauritian jurisdiction of above 40% of capital inflows into India. Can you explain that success for us?
First of all, it's not just a financial reason, right? Mauritius has a very long-standing ties with India. Most of our people are from Indian origin. We have been a very close ally of India in international forums. We have a very robust financial services sector, very good legal system, innovative infrastructure, legal and institutional framework, and also the double taxation agreement treaty with India has been very beneficial for both countries, Mauritius and India. The main benefit of the tax treaty is that any investment into India is taxed on disposal, is taxed in the source country, i.e. Mauritius. And because there is no capital gains tax in Mauritius, this has been a very beneficial, a very advantageous, for companies investing into India.
And as we're speaking, Osman, we are seeing some discussion ongoing about the general anti-avoidance rule, which will have certain implication for Mauritius.
Yeah, obviously. The general anti-avoidance rules are not new. They are already in place in over 30 countries. It has been on the agenda in India for a number of years. It was introduced in the Finance Act 2012 in India at the start of last year. And then the direct board of taxes in India came up with a number of rules, which was, as you know, not well met by the investor and the business community in general. And then the Prime Minister stepped in and appointed the so-called expert committee to look at these recommendations and came up with an implementation plan. Okay, on 14th of January, the Finance Minister in India issued a press communique regarding certain of the recommendations. As far as Mauritius is concerned, I think the good thing is it has been deferred. The GAR implementation has been deferred by 2 years. The SHOAM committee originally asked for 3 years, so it's 2 years. So it's going to come into force as from 1st April 2015, i.e. assessment year 1st of April 2016. The other good thing as far as Mauritius is concerned, FII will not be subject to GAR. There also remains a few grey areas on which the press release has remained silent so far. The most important one is whether the tax residency certificate, the famous Circular 789, would come under GAR or not. Okay, so the press release has remained silent on this so far. I suppose there would be a lot more consultation in the weeks to come, and we will hear a lot more about GAR.
Earlier, you mentioned about the double taxation agreement, which has been very instrumental to the success of capital inflows into India. And yet, we've seen, and we have a lot of double taxation agreement with many African countries. How can we leverage these DTAs to ensure that we have a lot more capital inflows into Africa, where there's a lot of infrastructural project happening as we're speaking?
Sure, there's a lot of opportunities in Africa. It's a huge consumer market, over 400 million people, and also there's a lot of things going on, like you say. Mauritius currently has 13 DTAs with African countries, and another 9 treaties are either awaiting ratification, signature, or under negotiation. We should make use more of these treaties. I think this GAR thing could be a blessing in disguise. Mauritius will have to diversify away from India. We have no choice, and I think Africa definitely has all the opportunities to enable us to diversify away from India and also take advantage of all the opportunities in Africa. I'll give you a very simple example. The GAR has been asking for substance. One way we could have substance is to attract all the private equity funds into Mauritius and invest not only in India but also in the African continent, where a lot of, like you were saying, infrastructural projects are going on. This could be resolve the problem of substance, but at the same time make sure that Mauritius get the inflows which are required, for example, for the SME sector.
Also, we expect a lot of African countries to come to Mauritius, so it's a two-way traffic from Mauritius into Africa and into Africa into Mauritius.
And also the other big benefit of the double taxation treaties with African countries, there is a lot of inter-African trade going on between these countries, and a lot of these could be structured via the Mauritius global offshore sector.
Yeah. And also, apart from the DTAs you mentioned, Mauritius also form part of many trading blocks. We have the COMESA, we have the SADC.
Absolutely, yeah. There's a lot of opportunities. We sincerely believe that Africa is the way forward. And like I was saying, we have no choice. We will have to diversify. There's some work to be done. I think we have seen a lot of willingness on the part of the stakeholders recently, especially since the rules have came out at the start of the week, and I think we will hear a lot more in the coming weeks.
Osman, as a chartered accountant for Macmillan Woods and your partner there, what is the strategy? How can you see? Tell us more about Macmillan Woods, and how do you see Macmillan Woods taking these opportunities into Africa?
Macmillan Woods is a fairly new player in the market. We are here since the start of last year. We are part of an international network called Macmillan Woods Global that is presently in about 30 countries with about 60 offices. We are very keen on Africa. Our objective as far as Mauritius is concerned is to be present in all the major cities in Africa by end of this year. So we see a lot of opportunities. We recently opened up an office in Kenya. Next on the agenda is Tanzania and Uganda, and we see a lot of opportunities in Africa.
Osman, it was a pleasure having you on the show. Thank you.
Thank you.